an armed gang has stormed the southern city of Criciúma. It robbed a bank, it set off explosives, it took hostages before escaping with an undisclosed amount of money. Their whole operation lasted 2 hours, and this is how it unfolded. Explosions were first reported at just after midnight local time. Footage on social media shows men firing weapons as they entered the city in a convoy of vehicles. We're told the Banco do Brasil was then raided and a tunnel leading into the city was set on fire and the police headquarters was attacked. This footage on social media shows the getaway in a fleet of cars, and we can assume that the gang didn't mean to do this. This footage posted on Twitter shows residents picking up money in the streets, which the gang had left behind. Well, police say they've detained 4 people already who've picked up $150,000. None of them were linked to the robbery itself. They just saw what was happening on the streets. Well, the mayor of the city has called this a major assault. This was his message earlier.
Hello, I'm here at City Hall after having lived through a true night of terror. Unfortunately, we had a police officer who was injured and a security guard who was also hurt. But the police carried out their role very well. Now, the Mayor's office is asking for everyone to go back to their workplaces. Let's let the police do their job.
Now, these pictures show the aftermath. This truck was destroyed by fire. It had apparently been used by the gang. And here you have a police officer deactivating explosives left on the street. We're told 30 robbers were involved in this operation. We can speak to Camila Mota, live with us from Sao Paulo. Camila, it's just an incredible, extraordinary story. Is there any parallel in Brazil? Have you ever known of an attack like this?
Well, Brazil records around 100 bank robberies or attempts each year, which is quite a lot, but we're not used to seeing something like this. It is not, although it's not common, it's not completely unique, because we know that sectors of organized crime groups here in Brazil are specializing in bank robberies, and they've been targeting for years now small cities, maybe because they think it's easier to flee. Security and surveillance costs for bank branches here in Brazil around £1 billion a year, and actually the biggest robbery in the history of Brazil happened not long ago in 2005, so 15 years ago, when criminals actually dug a tunnel to get access to a central bank vault in the city of Fortaleza in the northeastern part of Brazil, and they took with them 20 million pounds, 3 tons of paper money with them. So a big story in Brazil turned into a movie even.
And for those reasons, presumably this bank would have been protected. How do we know how this gang managed to get through security?
Well, we don't know. Authorities don't know. Actually, the state governor, in a statement early today, said that they had no idea that this was coming, even though criminals most likely were, for weeks now, planning the robbery. People think that they are from out of state, so they moved into the city to plan better what they were going to do. But authorities had no idea that this was coming up. So that's why the state governor is asking for help for federal authorities to try to track the criminals, because we don't know actually where they fled to, and actually try to get some of the money back.